Hello students, today we are going to discuss about Unit 1 Introduction to Animal Kingdom. This chapter has been taken from first year BSc semester 1. The objectives of this chapter are, it's all about what zoology is, its importance, history and its various branches. It also gives the principles of animal classification and systematics. After studying this unit, we will be able to understand how the historical event of zoology took place, learn about methods and purposes of study, and acquire an overall understanding of the classification and nomenclature of animals. The science that deals with the study of animals is called zoology. Zoon means animal, logos means to study. So, the science of zoology covers the field of the animal form and function, development and life cycles, evolution and adaptation to the environment. Let us see the historical account of zoology. Man's interest in animals started from prehistoric era, when man used them for food, clothing and protected himself from some of the animals for his survival. The old civilization of Babylon, Egypt and Greece had some knowledge of animals. The Greeks were the pioneers in zoology. The great Greek scientist Aristotle is called the father of zoology. He not only carried out extensive work on the plants, reproduction of animals, development of the chick, but also he wrote 9 volumes on animal structure and habits entitled Histoma Animalium. Romans were the next to make the insignificant contribution to different aspects of this fascinating subject. The importance of the work of the Greeks and the Romans was so great that most of the names of the animals which are in use even today have their origin either from the Greek or the Latin languages. Now let us look into the different branches of zoology. Genetics, the study of transformation of characters from parent to offsprings. Evolution, the study of the origin, progression and appearance of different life forms. Osteology, the study of bones. Endocrinology, the study of the hormones, ductless glands and their secretions. Pathology, the study of the nature, symptoms and causes of diseases. Parasitology, the study of parasites. Paleontology, the study of past life by means of fossils or by animal remains. Now let us look into the methods of study. Zoological studies can be made in many ways. Living animals are studied in their original natural environments, whereas other kinds of studies are possible in laboratories, in captivity or in raid conditions. The specimens are preserved in formaldehyde or alcohol like fishes, reptiles, amphibians and invertebrates. Some are mounted on slides like microscopic animals and some are observed in their dried form like insects, mollusks, stuffed birds and mammals, etc. These preserved specimens help in identification, classification, anatomical studies and other related purposes. Some major aspects of classification of animal kingdom. It is estimated that there are over 9 million different kinds of animals present on earth. Of these, about 12,50,000 types of animal species are identified and are known today. Many more remain to be discovered and identified. However, these estimates of the number are not completely correct and are only approximate. Of the identified animals, 5% are chordates, that is animals with a vertebral column or backbone, and the rest are invertebrates. Among the invertebrates, arthropods are the most abundant, which are followed by mollusks. Let us see what taxonomy is. According to Simpson, taxonomy is the study of classification, including its basic principles and rules. Taxonomy has 3 aspects. They are identification, classification and nomenclature. Classification is the orderly grouping of animals into groups are sets on the basis of their relationships. Nomenclature is the application of distinctive names to each of the groups recognized in classification. So, classification and nomenclature are included in broader field called systematics. What is taxonomic hierarchy? All major groups of animals can individually be divided and subdivided into smaller and smaller subgroups. They are kingdom, phylum, class, order, family, genus and species. Kingdom, this is the largest unit of classification. Initially it was thought that there were only two kingdoms, plants and animals. Eventually, microscope and other tools helped clarify the existence of other organisms. Now, there are a total of 5 kingdoms. Animalia, the largest with over 1 million named species. Plantae, 350,000 species. Fungi, 1 lakh species. Protista, 1 lakh species, green, golden brown and red algae, flagellates, etc. Monera, 10,000 species. For example, blue-green algae or cyanobacteria. What is phylum? The next most specific unit of classification is phylum. This further divides the kingdom into divisions based on very distinct and defining characteristics. Next is class. This is the next stage of classification. It separates them into categories that make them very similar in terms of certain basic features. For example, class Mammalia includes all animals that breastfeed, which includes humans, cows, dolphins, etc. Another class is Reptilia, which includes cold-blooded and scaled animals. Next is order. Organisms of the same order are more similar than those in the same class. A lot of obvious evolutionary connections can be drawn from looking at the order. Only a few features separate the organisms from one order to another order in the same class. Next is family. The animals within a family share many similarities between each other. Most will probably have the same behavioral patterns, feeding habits and general functions. Next is genus. This is the part that makes up the first word of the binomial nomenclature of an organism. All the organisms within their genus may look very similar to each other. Next to genus is species. The species is the basic unit of taxonomic classification of all animals and plants. It is the most important category in the taxonomic hierarchy. Species is a dynamic group of organisms which resemble each other in all essential respects, differ visibly from all other groups, interbreed freely under natural conditions to produce offsprings, and are reproductively isolated from other groups and share a common gene pool. Gene pool is nothing but the sum total of genes present in a species. Now, this is a picture of a father of modern taxonomy, Carolus Linnaeus. Carolus Linnaeus was a Swedish biologist and physician who formalized binomial nomenclature, the modern system of naming organisms. He is known as the father of modern taxonomy. Linnaeus assigned every known animal and plant a systematic position. The great work done by him is found in his Systema Naturae. He used Latin words for each animal. His system of classification is now followed even today all over the world. The use of 2 Latin names to describe every species is known as the binomial nomenclature. Of these, the first name indicates genus and the second name denotes its species. This name is also called scientific name or zoological name or technical name as well. Binomial nomenclature, it has 2 words. Bi means 2, nomial means name, nomenclature means system of naming. If you look at this, you will understand the rules and regulations of writing a scientific name of any animal or a plant. Every organism that is classified has a scientific name. This name has two parts. The first name is the name of the genus and is capitalized. The second name is the name of the species and is written in lowercase. If you look at this example, so Homo sapiens, that is the scientific name of human beings. So here Homo is the genus name, sapiens is the species name. In the word Homo, H is written in capital. In the word sapiens, S is written in lowercase. So always a genus should start with a capital letter and species should start with a lowercase letter, and it should be written in italics, and when you are writing in hand, then it has to be underlined always. Now look at the various categories, how the animal kingdom, how the classification is done based on the factors. The one is levels of organization. So in this, the animals are classified into organ based organ system or tissue system or cellular level system. If you look at the symmetry, they can be either radial or bilateral. If you look at the body cavity or coelom, they are classified into coelomates, pseudocoelomates and acoelomates, and then they are further divided into many phylums. Symmetry. What is symmetry? Animals can be categorized on the basis of their symmetry. Sponges are mostly asymmetrical, that is, any plane that passes through the center does not divide them into equal halves. When any plane passing through the central axis of the body divides the organism into two identical halves, it is called radial symmetry. Coelentrates, ctenophores and echinoderms have this kind of body plan. Animals like annelids, arthropods, etc., where the body can be divided into identical left and right halves, is only one plane. So they exhibit bilateral symmetry. Next, levels of organization. Though all members of Animalia are multicellular, all of them do not exhibit the same pattern of organization of cells. For example, in sponges, the cells are arranged as loose cell aggregates, that is, they exhibit cellular level of organization. Some division of labor occur among the cells. If you look at the examples, we can see the sponges, sea anemones, etc. In coelentrates, the arrangement of cells is more complex. Here the cells performing the same function are arranged into tissues, hence is called tissue level of organization. A still higher level of organization, that is organ level of organization, is exhibited by members of Platyhelminthes and other higher phyla where tissues are grouped together to form organs, each specialized for a particular function. In animals like annelids, arthropods, mollusks, echinoderms and chordates, organs have associated to form functional systems, each system concerned with a specific physiological function. This pattern is called organ system level of organization. Let us look into diploblastic and triploblastic organization. What are these? Animals in which the cells are arranged into two embryonic layers, an external ectoderm and an internal endoderm. They are called diploblastic animals. Example, coelentrates. An undifferentiated layer called mesoglea is present between the ectoderm and endoderm. Those animals in which the developing embryo has a third germinal layer, mesoderm, in between the ectoderm and endoderm are called triploblastic animals. Examples from Platyhelminthes to chordates. If you look at the coelom, what is coelom? The body cavity which is lined by mesoderm is called coelom. Animals possessing coelom are called coelomates. Example, annelids, mollusks, arthropods, echinoderms, hemichordates and chordates. In some animals, the body cavity is not lined by mesoderm. Instead, the mesoderm is present as scattered pouches in between the ectoderm and endoderm. Such a body cavity is called pseudocoelom, and the animal possessing them are called pseudocoelomates. Example, Ascalementhes. The animals in which the body cavity is completely absent are called acoelomates. Example, Platyhelminthes. Now, animal kingdom is further classified into so many phylums: Porifera, Coelenterata, Ctenophora, Platyhelminthes, Nematihelminthes, Annelida, Arthropoda, Mollusca, Echinodermata, Hemichordata and Chordata. Now let us see the outline of classification of animal kingdom. The present classification of the animal kingdom is advocated by Hyman in the year 1940. The animal kingdom is divided into two major groups, the subkingdoms Protozoa and Metazoa. The basic difference is that the former one is unicellular and the later one is multicellular. However, in recent years, because of some unique characters, Protozoa is being considered as an individual kingdom, Protista. Modern zoologists start the classification of animal kingdom with Metazoan. The Metazoa is further divided into two branches, Parazoa and Eumetazoa, that is true Metazoa. Animals in the Parazoa are multicellular animals but have a low level of body organization and tissues are not organized to organ level. Sponges, which are the animals included in phylum Porifera, are typical examples for Parazoa. Eumetazoa are further divided into two grades or groups, Radiata or diploblastic and Bilateria or triploblastic. Those animals which are radially symmetrical and have two layers in their body wall, that is ectoderm and endoderm, are included in Radiata or diploblastica. Animals belonging to phylum Coelenterata, like Hydra, are members of this group. Animals which exhibit bilateral symmetry and have three layers in their body wall, that is ectoderm, mesoderm and endoderm, are included in Bilateria or triploblastica. Bilateria is further divided into three divisions based on the nature of the coelom they have in their body. These are acoelomata, that means to say no coelom. Next one is pseudocoelomata, that is false coelom, and coelomata, those having true coelom. All the animal phyla are included into one of these three divisions. Zoology is the science of animals. Greek, Roman and European scientists contributed to its development. There are several branches of zoology dealing with different aspects of animal life form, functions, development, etc. So, the study of zoology is necessary to understand fascinating animal world. It is also rewarding. It is useful socially and medically. The animal kingdom is divided into two main groups, unicellular and multicellular. Unicellular group has only one branch, that is Protozoa. Multicellular group is further divided according to the cellular organization into many invertebrates and vertebrates. From this unit, we can see the questions that are frequently asked. Answer the following in about 30 lines. What is zoology? Write down its brief history and objectives. Then give an account of different branches of zoology. With suitable examples, describe the contribution made by Linnaeus. Give an outline classification of the animal kingdom. Give definition for genus and species and give 5 generic names and the animals that belong to these genera. We have seen the various model questions that we get usually in the exams. Now let us also learn about few more branches of science. What is morphology? Morphe means form. Logos means to study. So a study of the external structure is morphology. What is anatomy? A study of the internal structure by means of dissection is called anatomy. What is histology? Histos means to say tissues. So a study of the microscopic structure of tissues is called histology. Cell biology, a study of structures and their functions within cells is called cell biology. What is physiology? Physics means nature. So, a study of the functions of organs and systems is called physiology. What is taxonomy? A study of classification. Environmental biology, a study of the relationship of the animals with their environment is called as environmental biology. What is developmental biology? Study of growth and development of animals from the egg is called as developmental biology. Zoogeography, a study of the geographic distribution of animals is called as zoogeography. Normally we study about the geography, which is the study of the earth, but when we say zoogeography means all the animals that live on the earth we study under the zoogeography. What is ethology? A study of animal behavior. So the behavior of the animals or human beings, that keeps changing from stage to stage. So in every stage we keep studying their behavioral patterns and all, which comes under ethology. In addition to the above mentioned main branches of zoology, there are some special branches which have been mentioned. For example, protozoology. Protos means first. Zoon means animals. A study of one-celled animals is called, that is protozoa, is called as protozoology. What is helminthology? Helminths means worms. A study of parasitic worms is called as helminthology. What is phytonematology? Phyton means plant, nema means thread. A study of plant nematodes is called as phytonematology. Entomology. Entomon means insect. A study of insects is called as entomology. Ichthyology. Ichthys means to say fish. So, a study of fishes is called as ichthyology. Herpetology. Herpoin means to say to creep. So, study of amphibians and reptiles that creep are called as herpetology. Next, ornithology. Study of birds. Ornis means bird. So, study of birds is called as ornithology. Mammalogy. Mamma means breast. A study of mammals is called as mammalogy. So, who are mammals? The organisms that feed their younger ones with their breast milk are called as mammals. Why? Because the breast consists of mammalian glands. So, because of the glands, these mammals, they are able to feed their younger ones with their breast milk. So, they are named as mammals, and the study of mammals is known as mammalogy. What is apiculture? Rearing and breeding of honeybees is called as apiculture. Sericulture. Rearing and breeding of silkworms is called as sericulture. What is aquaculture? Rearing and breeding of fishes, prawns and oyster come under aquaculture. What is vermiculture? Rearing and breeding of worms, especially of earthworms, is called as vermiculture. So, vermiculture, this vermicompost also we normally we use that in the agriculture. The farmers use mostly vermicompost, because we all know that the earthworms are considered as father of, or the, you can say, the friend of the farmer, because they help in loosening the soil. Then the air, water and sunlight can easily penetrate into the soil, helping the plant to grow properly. So, using vermicompost is very good for the agriculturists. Next comes to poultry. Rearing and breeding of fowls is called as poultry. Now let us have a glance on binomial nomenclature. Although the history of taxonomy dates back to the 5th and the 6th centuries BC, Aristotle was the first person to make an attempt to evolve a system of classification for animals. Since then, many taxonomists and biologists made contributions to this science. Before Linnaeus, no definite system of naming the animals was in practice. They were known by their common names in different languages. Linnaeus assigned to every known animal and plant a systematic position. The great work done by him is found in his Systema Naturae. He used Latin or Latinized words for each animal. His system of classification is now followed even today all over the world. So, the use of two Latin names to describe every species is known as the binomial nomenclature. Of these, the first name indicates genus and the second name denotes its species. This name is also called as scientific name or zoological name, or we can also call it as technical name. To quote an example which was illustrated by Linnaeus himself for man as shown in this table. Now, what is the scientific name of man? Homo sapiens, which means man the reasoned. In this name, Homo is the genus and the sapiens is the name of the species. But in the genus Homo, another species, the orangutan, is included. It is designated as Homo troglodytes, man the cave dweller. Similarly, Equus is generic name of the horse and similar ones. But Equus caballus is the wild horse, Equus asinus is the wild ass, and Equus zebra is the zebra name. So, every known species of animals and plants has scientific name. This name is always in Latin and is always double. The genus name must be a noun in the nominative singular and its first letter is always a capital letter, such as amoeba or rana, while the species name may be simple or compound. Example, Rana tigrina. The genus and species names are always written in italics. With this, we have come to the conclusion of this chapter. Hope you all have understood. Thank you.